Shy.
What's good? What's good?
You, man, you're all freaking good. How about that?
I'll take it, man. I'll take it all day long. We're shaking.
Dude, so, all right, so reading through your bio and all, like, this is the reason why I call this Totally Driven Radio. Because, holy crap, dude, like, you guys have been through a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's to say the least. It's been wild, man. It's literally been a crazy ride.
Yeah, like, I started skimming through, and I'm like, all right, 2009. But wait, like, 10 years later now, the first EP is finally coming out. What the hell happened? And then I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, it's like getting like bricks tossed at your head every 6 months. Yeah, it was pretty rough, man. But I mean, perseverance, and I don't know, maybe we're just dumb. I don't know. We just sat there and kept rocking through it. Everything was thrown at us. Like, I'm not sure if it was just sheer ignorance that we didn't give up, or if it was like, the whole fact of, we've come this far, And the funny thing is, like, the record's done, full record, got the first EP out, second EP's done. We've got enough material for like 3 more records probably sitting there in the bank, and we're continuously writing. It's just, I mean, from that aspect, I can say, like, through all the trials and tribulations of, going through the studio fire and, the lawsuit and, with the insurance company, the studio and the whole label was going through, and, name changes and every single thing that turned around, the 3 times we cut the first, record. I mean, through all that, all I can say is that, we just kept working on the material, kept working on the songs. So, I mean, I couldn't be more proud. At the end of the day, it's one of those deals where if you turn around and you fell at it, like, it just doesn't connect. People aren't, vibing, what you went through and what you put into it. I mean,
right.
It just is what it is. You can't sit there and say that you didn't give it your best, you didn't try your hardest. You didn't really put, make yourself vulnerable and really, put yourself out there. All that was done. So the fact that people are connecting to it and that the reception has been the way that it is, like, I literally have hair standing up on my arm right now talking about it.
That's amazing.
It's unreal, surreal.
That's amazing. Let's break down through like the trials and tribulations you guys have gone through. First off, the name change, and I got to ask, with the name change, have you guys been the same lineup this whole 10 years?
No, no. We had JT came into the fold a few years back, the DJ, and added that element, and the drummer has it's been an ongoing issue with the band, I would say. Just finding the right fit for that pocket. A lot of the drum parts, that are written on our records, our bass player actually writes. Because he's crazy. That kid can play anything. Landon, like, piano, violin, guitar, drums. He can play it all. Only thing he can't do is he can't sing to save his life. But it's kind of weird that he can play all those instruments and he can hear, notes and values, but he can't hit them vocally.
Right.
But yeah, Jeremiah and Landon, myself, the guitar player and the bass player, have been together for like almost the existence of man itself. Yeah, we've been together for a long time.
That's awesome, though. But the name changes. How many name changes do you guys go through, do you think?
Well, it was one major name change. Like, finding the first name, so we're doing, we're going to put out an animated series in comic books.
Awesome.
That really kind of, yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you'll notice, like our music videos, they all got animation in them.
Yeah.
And we're tagging that back. Eventually, that'll be part of our live show when we go into the video wall aspect. But it's really the Savages and where they come into play. It all kind of ties back. So we're going to tell our backstory through these comic books. You know, I could write a biography on it, and nobody's going to give a shit. Like they're not going to care. They're not going to read it. Like, who is this band? You give them something is if you change the way you approach delivering the information, I think it'll be, you know, a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe it'll be better received. So we're going to describe, like, in our past, you know, like, you know, there's certain elements, you know, we'll call them Easter eggs. So we'll drop Easter eggs in all the comics, and, you know, one of them I'll lead out, you know, the first rendition of this group was called Empire City. And when we got off the other record deal, I obtained all the rights myself and went in and we shot the deal, and we ended up getting with Sony Red. They did their due diligence and they looked at the world. We were just looking at the U.S. and we could use the name in the U.S. We didn't look at it, which is odd for me because I'm a big picture person. Didn't look at it from a worldly standpoint, and the name was, like, I guess some DJ or something in Denmark or Iceland or somewhere over there in Europe had it and was pretty successful with it. So we'd have to change the name if we went to Europe. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. You know, you're crossing up the branding. You know, we're getting out there and developing ourselves. We don't want to have to backtrack and explain who we are again. You know, so they came in, sat down. We started, man, we must have thrown, like, dude, no lie, like 400 or 500 names. Easy.
Oh, I can imagine.
At them. Oh, dude, like, at first it was, like, all really meaningful stuff, and then, like, when they kept turning stuff down, we were just, like, throwing shit to the wall and see if it would stick. Like just any name possible, like mixtures of words, like it just got so annoying. And then we started to lose, the you know, the meaning and the definition and, you know, how it ties back to the band and relates. So we kind of got into a tiff with them. And I have to say that our A&R took this pretty cool. Like, he could have came in heavier. We got to the point where it's like, okay, these are the names. You guys got a choice. We're going with, there's 3. And yes, they are all ones you've already turned out. We don't care. You're going to pick, because we're tied to all 3 of these. We feel strong about all 3 of these. We wouldn't mind being called any of these. And we love these names. So we're not going back to the drawing board. At one point, they were like, yeah, so just give us, you know, a name or two, and we need a brief summary underneath the name of what it means to you, how it ties back into the band, the correlation between the two, this, that, the other. And I emailed them back, and I was like, no offense, but that's why I quit college. Like, I'm not here to write you essays. I'm here to make music. And so we ended up, I remember one of the names that I really liked was kind of the front runner for me. It was Havana Sleeps. And we ended up going with Savage After Midnight, which I love it because it describes us to a T. Like, we're all like super business minded and moguls, but it starts to get later in the evening and shit just gets wild. We get ripped and go down. Like, it's OV. And on stage, it's definitely like that. So that's where the Savages and the animation comes into play, because it's like our alter egos, you know, like who we are. So you'll see these gigantic creatures that we turn into that are bigger than life. And, you know, just to touch on that, like, it's not going to be one of these, like,